They present shocking presentations to make fun of religion, and their ultimate attempt is not to protect religion, but to destroy religion.
This will impact our families, our homes, and our marriages. We will not allow it in the city of Detroit.
The preachers of Detroit standing hand in hand this week against Satan. Well, they do that every week, but this time they're upset over a statue of the devil planned to be unveiled in Motown later this month. Meet the panel with us tonight. Jex Blackmore of the Satanic Temple of Detroit, and the Reverend David Bullock, Greater St. Matthew Baptist Church, and of course our legal analyst, Charlie Langton, back with us for this section. I want to first show you what this is all about. The very controversial statue set to be unveiled on July the 25th at Burt's Warehouse. After a storm of controversy, Burt's backed out of the deal. Jex, you say that you have another location. Where is the location? Right
now we're looking at Arkansas. Their state capitol has recently approved the erection of a 10 Commandments monument there, and so the purpose of the monument, our monument, is to stand in contrast and conversation with established religious icons such as the 10 Commandments. Okay, real quick, a lot of things come to my mind right there. Does that mean you're done with Detroit? It's not going to be unveiled in Detroit, in the city of Detroit? Oh no, it's going to be unveiled here. It's a celebration of you know, a group effort that really went into the production of it, and then it's going to go on to... But why choose Detroit? Well, we have the organization, the Satanic Temple, has ties to Detroit. We have a strong membership here, and so we really feel at home and comfortable and want to celebrate it with members of our organization. And what's wrong with them expressing what they believe?
Well, you know what? Nothing's wrong with them expressing what they believe. In America, we have the right of expression. And so in turn, there's nothing wrong with us expressing what we believe. And so we have the right to protest the unveiling. You know, I think though, Maury, really what this is about is we're trying to figure out what this really is all about. The unveiling of the statue in Detroit, picking Detroit because there's a strong membership. I don't know how strong that membership is, you know, but you know, I've seen numbers, 20 to 18. You know, one way that you could find out let me finish. Let me finish. The statue is supposed to create a dialogue. Well, statues don't talk. I mean, if you wanted to have a dialogue with other faiths, I mean, why not send an email in advance or knock on the door? It's certainly creating quite a dialogue over this controversy. I'll tell you that. It's not creating a dialogue at all. It actually is polarizing. I'm sorry, that's not. It's polarizing a large number of folks in the city of Detroit. I'm sorry, but you are the only person here polarizing. So there is no dialogue being had because of this statue. I've actually made an attempt. I've attempted to reach out to you and your congregation. You sent me an email yesterday. I actually made, I'm sorry that you maybe didn't get any other attempt. It's also difficult to get a hold of you. In fact, so let's just say. Difficult to get a hold of me. Right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I think Google works. I might have gotten, I got a hold of you yesterday after you've already gone out and started a protest against an organization that you clearly know nothing about. You have questions. Did you think that you might want to reach out and ask us the questions that you are proposing right now? Tell us about the organization. Actually, I would really like you to tell us about Tell us about the organization. You've already made decisions about who we are. You've said that you've defined us for us. You've effectively taken our voice away from us and said that we are bringing evil to Detroit and so on and so forth. Clearly, no, you're putting words in my mouth now. Why don't you explain? Let's just explain about the organization. You have it. Reverend, calling themselves Satanists when they churches call themselves atheists, and they have a political agenda, and they're trying to force their agenda is right here. You are aiming at the devil, who they say they don't believe in, but they do believe in. You are confused. Now wait, I'm confused. Do you believe that people don't understand what you are? Yes. What you stand for? Absolutely. What's your name? Briefly, please. What's your name? Please. There is deep misunderstanding about Satanism as a religion in all of its various forms, because Satanism and the term satanic has been used as a political tool to demonize individuals who've rebelled against systems of authority and power. You know, independent women, free-thinking women, Satanist, Jew, Satanist, Protestant, Satanist, scientist, Satanist. Throughout history, we have this long cultural tradition of people being demonized by systems of power as Satanists. That is part. That is part. That is the. What do you stand for? What do you stand for?
So we are a non-theistic religious organization that has political and activist undertones, and we attempt to assert ourselves and our satanic rights in public. And the public forum. We understand Satan not in the Judeo-Christian concept, but in the literary and philosophical history in which Satan is a cultural hero, a liberator, the ultimate rebel against tyranny. In fact, you have an organization that I think it's an incredible group, and your goals are very much aligned with our own. You claim to provide a voice for the voiceless. You claim to represent marginalized groups in Detroit, and I think that is a fantastic goal, and that we see eye to eye. And here we are as a group of Satanists who have sincerely held beliefs, a marginalized group, a deeply misunderstood group, and we have you who has power, who has influence, and using that to create hysteria, further misunderstanding, and building a platform from yourself and your organization.
Why the statue? Why the statue? Why call it Satanism? If it's a political agenda, if you're a non-theist and you don't believe, and you believe Satan is a literary figure, you don't believe Satan exists.
Are you afraid? It sounds like you are afraid. It sounds like just say what you are. It sounds like she's
we are.
You are afraid. You are threatened by her. Are you afraid of the devil?
You do not.
Are you afraid of Satan?
I am not afraid of Satan.
It sounds
I'm sitting next to a Satanist.
You don't get to
I'm not afraid.
You don't get to offer the only definition of religion.
If you don't believe in the devil, why call yourself a Satanist?
I want to read something that I pulled off your website tonight.
Yes.
It's part of your mission statement. Encourage benevolence and empathy among all people. Embrace practical common sense and justice.
Correct.
What's that mean? And why do people believe that this is not true?
I mean, people have deeply rooted misconceptions perpetuated by people in power, or traditional systems that make it very difficult for them to believe there's a progression or a different history other than the normative narrative. Again, there is a concept of Satan that exists beyond the Judeo-Christian Bible or the Judeo-Christian mythology, that is rooted in humanity, is rooted in culture, it's rooted in all these various facets. And that construct informs our life, our works, our goals. We have a community that has rituals. We have aesthetic. We have all the defining features of a religion minus supernaturalism. And I think the concept that religion has to include supernaturalism is offensive. And in fact, it's getting in the way of people like you and I who have similar goals in many ways from working together. I mean, if there's any concept of Satan or evil or the bad guy, it's not you and me. It's not people who are neighbors who have ultimately the same goals. It's the guys that are embedded in some of them are in their government, some of them are in the pulpit, some of them are in our police force.
Let me just ask you about July the 25th. The date is still on. It's going to be unveiled someplace in Detroit. You won't say, right? You're not going to tell us you're afraid that there will be another outpouring of...
There's any venue that attempts to host us or suggest it has an outpouring of harassment.
Okay.
It's not
I just
harassment.
want to ask you, what do you see happening there? What do you see this event being like? How long will it take? What's going to happen there?
It's just a celebration of the completion of our monument. We have several bands slated to play. We have a band from Boston, punk band from Boston named Sadist. We have Wolf Eyes, which are noise legends from Detroit. We have a DJ from Skinny Puppy.
And how is anybody going to know where to go if you don't tell people where it's going to go?
Right? It's a fundraiser.
Is it a fundraiser?
Yes, it's a fundraiser to help support our political action
you have to dress to impress the devil?
Right, well, we'd like people to have some fun with it. Yeah, it's a party, of course.
Somebody that we don't believe in, that we don't believe exists, but we are religious.
You don't have to go.
That's a really
and there's tyranny, but we're going to have a party. But we're being terrorized and harassed.
Well, you are actually harassing us.
I don't understand. I mean, either your group is this strong, powerful group that is expressing themselves, or you're being terrorized. I mean, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Either the devil exists, or the devil doesn't.
Guys, we could go on with this all night long. I have to bring it to an end right now because we are running out of time.
Dylan Roof believes in white supremacy.
You always love to have the last word, and for some reason, we always allow you to have it, my friend. After a few loud nights. Speaking of this, thank you both very much for being here.
Thank you.
We appreciate your thoughts.
Thank you.
We do. After a few loud nights, on another front, and some accidents, like the one you see right there, there's a new push to ban some of the bigger fireworks that were made legal a few years ago. So is that a good idea? Charlie takes the show on the road to find out. What do you think? Next.